Time for some math, first graders. Today is Monday, November 30th, 2020. Can you say it with me? Today is Monday, November 30th, 2020. We're going to take a look at our November calendar because today is the last day of November. And if you take a look at our calendar, you know that we've been working on fractions and that we started out with one whole cookie. And then we cut our cookie into two pieces and we called each one of those pieces a half. And to write that fraction, we wrote 1/2, 1/2, and 1/2. Then we cut our cookie into four pieces and we call those pieces fourths. And each one of those pieces is 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Then we had a sandwich, we had a pizza, a cracker, and a pie. And we had each one of those pieces of food, and we had a whole, we had halves, and we had fourths. And the key there with the fractions is that we're always dealing with equal pieces. Now take a look at that calendar. Do you see any pattern that we were finding as we went through our calendar? Definitely, I know that you noticed a pattern right away that there was one whole cookie and the bear ate that whole cookie. Then there were halves and there were two dogs. Because there were two dogs, they each got one piece. They each got 1/2. And then we had four mice and they each got 1/4. So that's definitely a pattern. Does anybody see any other patterns? Oh, I hear some of you saying you see the halves diagonally here. You see the fourths, the pieces that are cut, the holes that are cut into four equal pieces here. You see the whole food item here. And then here you see halves. So there's a diagonal pattern as well. Pretty cool, huh? We're going to keep revisiting those fractions and talking about those fractions as the year goes on. Today is the 55th day of school. We have 5 10s and 5 1. Let's count the 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. I can also make 55 by using tally marks. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. I have 11 groups of 5. Or I could even say I have 11 nickels. Then I have 55 cents. Lots of different ways you could make 55. What's your favorite way to make a number? Do you like to add 0? Some of you like to add all those 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 plus 5 more equals 55. We have money, 2 quarters and a nickel. Lots of different ways you could make 55. Maybe you like to subtract. Start at 60, subtract 5, and get to 55. Also this month, we've talked about numbers being greater than or numbers being less than. And in our example here, we have 8 is greater than 6. We know the alligator mouth is open to the 8. We have 5 is less than 6. The alligator mouth is still open to the 6. The less than sign looks like this. So let's do a couple examples here today. We have one done for us. 5 is less than 15. And I know that's right because the mouth is open to the 15. Let's take a look at our next one. We have 25 and 50. What do you think? You are correct. I heard you yell it. It is less than 50. Very good. Next one. We have 85 and 50. What do you say? Very good. 85 is greater than 50. Nice job. Next one, we have 25. What do you say here? 25 and 25. What do you think? If I have a quarter and you have a quarter, who's got more? You're right. It is equal. 25 is equal to 25. Okay, last example here, friends. I have 97 and 79. Kind of tricky. I see some of the same numbers, but they're in different orders. 97 has 9 10s. And 79 only has 7 10s. Oh, I hear you yelling it out. You're telling me it's easy, right? 97 is greater than 79, and we have that alligator mouth towards the 97. Okay, next on our list that we talked about in the month of November was time. We did a lot of things with time. And we're going to take a look at our clock here. And let's take a look. That shorthand is the hour hand. That long hand is the minute hand. So let's take a look at a couple clocks here. We have the shorthand, the hour hand on the 3, and the long hand on the 12. What time is it? Oh, I heard you yell it out. You're right. It is 3 o'clock, and this is how I write it in digital time. 3 with our 2 dots and our 00, 3 o'clock. How about this one? Oh, I heard you yell it out. You are right. 8 o'clock. Hour hand's on the 8. Long hand is on the 12. Minute hand's on the 12. 8 o'clock. How about this one? You're right. 2 o'clock. What do you think? Oh, you got it. 6 o'clock. Short hands on the 6. Long hands on the 12. Minute hands on the 12. 6 o'clock. Now, how about if we put both hands on the 12? Both hands are on the 12. You're right. I couldn't trick you. It's 12 o'clock. Very good. All right. One last one. Let's do this one. You're right. 1 hour later would be 1 o'clock. Nice job. All right. Our last thing that we're going to talk about today, and it's super important, is fact families. Back in the month of September on the calendar, we had pictures that looked like this. And in the picture, we had different items. You saw apples and pumpkins and nuts. So for this particular day, there were 3 green apples and 1 red apple. So altogether, how many apples did we have? We had 4. So we kept with this tree, this number tree, 4, 3, and 1. And if I add them up, if I say 1 red apple plus 3 green apples, then I know I have 4 apples altogether. If I have 3 green apples plus 1 red apple, I know that I have 4 apples altogether. Those are my addition equations, my addition problems. Now let's talk about subtraction. Subtraction, we're going to take our biggest number, and our biggest number was up here on the tree, and we had 4 minus that 1 red apple, and then I would have 3 left if I subtracted the 1. Now we're going to start with our greatest number again with our 4. We're going to subtract the 3 green, and what's left? You're right, 1 red apple. So that was the first time we saw our fact families. The next time we saw our fact families, some of us have seen these domino flap cards, and all of us have seen dominoes. And we use these domino flap cards to talk about our fact families. So let's take a look at this fact family. Okay, we have on our domino, we have 4 black dots and 2 white dots. Okay, so if I add the 4 plus the 2, how many dots do I have all together? I heard you yell it out. You're right. I have 6 altogether. Now, if I change it and I want to start with my 2 and I say 2 plus my 4, I still get a total of 6 dots altogether. Now, remember, when we're talking subtraction, we're going to stick with our same numbers in our family here. We're going to start with our 6. And then we're going to subtract our 4, and we're going to pretend that we close the door on our flap card. We put that white flap down. Okay, we're going to pretend we flapped it down. 6 minus the 4, what's left? You're right, 2 is left. Now we're going to go back to our 6 again. We start with our big number 6, our greatest number 6. We cover up that 2, 6. Subtract 2, what's left? You're right, 4 is left. Now, the last picture I'd like you to look at, and you're going to get some of these this week. A fact family, you can also think about it as a house, okay? And in that house, you only have those numbers that are in that fact family. In this fact family, I have 10 at the top of my roof, and then I have 4 and I have 6. I have to use these numbers only in this fact family. So I'm going to start with my 4. I'm going to say that I have 4. And I'm going to add my 6. And then I know my big guy up here, my greatest number up at the top is 10. 4 plus 6 equals 10. Have to stick with these numbers. So this time I'm going to start over here on this side of the roof, and I'm going to say 6, add my 4, and it has to be that greatest number in this house, and that's 10. There's no other numbers here, no other friends, no other visitors. It's just this family in the house right now. Okay, now we're going to start with our greatest number for subtraction. We're going to start with our 10. I have my 10. I'm going to subtract my 4. Okay, and when I cover up this 4, what's left over here? You're right. 6 is left over here. Now I'm going to start with my 10 again. Start with my greatest number. I'm going to cover up my 6. If I cover up my 6, what's left? It's 4. You notice I use the same numbers for this fact family all the way through the family. Okay, no other visitors, no other friends are over, no cousins, just this family. This immediate family is in this fact family. Thumbs up. Okay, I know I went over a lot today, but those are all our important things from November, and we're going to keep working on them some more. Keep them in mind. Keep working hard, friends. Have a great day.